Okay guys, so just a quick video on how I achieve nice smooth pans in my videos. It boils down to two things really: the sensitivity settings on the aircraft itself, and the sensitivity of your thumbstick. What I like to do is have my sensitivity for the thumbstick set as low as possible. In order to do this, into advanced settings, EXP. Um, the default's 40, 0.40. What I like to do is I'll drop that down all the way down to 20, 0.20. Um, and as you can see, what that translates into is that the further I push the thumbstick, the more it translates into yaw. What that basically means is the center of the stick, as I push it further from the center out, you can see that the dot moves just a little bit. And it only gives it a little bit of yaw, bit of rudder in this case, rudder left or rudder right. Obviously, if that's a sort of the opposite way around, a tiny movement will make the aircraft rotate really quickly. So obviously by dropping that down, we've decreased the sensitivity straight away of the thumbstick. What I also like to do on the thumbstick itself is when it comes straight from the factory, your thumbstick will be turned all the way down, all the way to the bottom. And then what will happen is tiny movement and the aircraft will start to rotate. In fact, let's put this back at default. I'll show you what it looks like. EXP, set these at default. So tiny movement and the aircraft rotates really quickly, too quickly for a pan. I like it to be nice and smooth. Obviously, if I were to push the thumbstick left or right, you get really quick rotation, which is no good. So that's where adjusting the sensitivity, dropping that all the way down to 20, and straight away a little movement, and it's slow. But the problem I've got at this point now is the thumbstick's still too sensitive, so I might have parts where it's moving quickly or slowly jerking, because obviously I'm not going to get the thumbstick perfectly still. So what I like to do then is turn the thumbstick, unscrew it all the way out, just to the last of the thread, and then back on one, maybe two turns, just so it's biting, and then lock it off. And then once that's locked off at that, my pans can be even smoother. Personally, what I like to do, a lot of people tend to use the thumb on the top of the stick, or some people pinch the thumbstick and do it this way. What I like to do is I like to anchor my thumb against the controller to get a nice smooth pan. So I might put the ball of my thumb against the edge and just push my thumb against it. And by doing that, the stick's not moving, the aircraft's rotating nice and smooth. And from there I can adjust the speed of it. So if I bring my thumb back a little bit, I can do a really slow pan. If I bring my thumb forward a bit, a quicker pan. And I tend to do the same in the other direction. Anchor my thumb, push it against the stick. That gives it a nice smooth pan. And the advantages of the sensitivity being turned down on the aircraft is even if the thumbstick does tend to twitch a little bit, it doesn't translate so much to the aircraft, so it'll still have a nice smooth slow pan. Also, if I wanted to do a sort of, I don't know, let's say a rising pan, I could push my thumb in at an angle and the aircraft would rise and pan at the same time. To bring it back down and do a pan, I tend to lock my thumb off and then pinch the control of the stick onto my thumb. So my thumb's the anchor and the aircraft's doing a falling pan as it comes down, nice and smooth, all one movement. It's good to practice with that. But what I found is I've designed and 3D printed a yaw damper based off the Phantom 2 controller. Somebody put one on the internet, I think on Thingiverse. I saw it, thought it was a good idea, but a lot of people, obviously it's built for the Phantom 2 controller, not the 3. So I've designed my own. A few different prototypes, and this was the final working model. And basically what happens is you attach a few rubber bands. What I tend to do is do them in a figure of 8 around the stick, What I'll do is I'll do the side ones first, as such, like that. And then what that'll do is that I'll allow it to damp the throttle, acceleration, deceleration. That'll damp it rising and falling. I say damp, basically it adds extra bit of tension to the up and down movement of the stick. Without the bands, the stick's quite sensitive. And then put the second band on in the same way. Wrap it around in a figure of 8 around the stick. And then that gives it the yaw damping. But also the yaw damping band rests against the throttle band and gives it a little bit more extra tension. So you get, again, when I put my thumb on and give it a bit of yaw, I can feel the stick pushing back harder against my thumb, and it's less inclined to sort of twitch around and move a little bit. And then from there, that'll give you nice smooth pans. And again, if I wanted to do a sort of a rising pan, I can push my thumb at an angle and the aircraft will rise and pan. And then if I wanted to from there, I can do a little tiny bit of movement, rotating my thumb around the stick a little bit. So if I wanted to give it, say, more pan and less sort of altitude, I'd bring it more to the side and push it in. So at this point, the aircraft will be panning faster than it would be rising. It's a little bit tricky, but with practice, you can get it right. And again, for a falling pan, just pinch it, bring it down. And again, it's finding the right angle and the right anchor point for your finger to get it as a rising pan or a falling pan. That's pretty much all there is to it. The rest of it's just practice. Again, like I say, some people tend to pinch the stick and control the aircraft by holding it pinched. Some people might use the thumb on the top and sort of fly it around. That's all good and well. That's how people do it. I tend to use the anchor method when I'm getting my pans or getting the shots, because I've got more control over the stick. That's pretty much all there is to it. The rest of it is just practice. Get the aircraft in the air, find your anchor points, lock the stick off, and let the aircraft pan slowly. I hope this helps you guys out.